Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Here to share my most recent wax empties and my not so empties. So we will start with the not so empties. This is a loaf from L3 Waxy Wonders. It is in White Elephant Exchange and Blackberry Lemon Curd. This was this is the Pride loaf that L3 did in June, and I love this. This is strong and powerful on that blackberry and lemon curd, and then mixed with the White Elephant Exchange, which is powdered donuts, vanilla wafers, white cake, vanilla frosting. Just kind of gives it a creamy bit of a bakery note as well. So really, really love this. Excuse my shoddy chopping job, but it is wax and it just goes into my warmers to melt and enjoy. Really love that. Not very fall, but you know, when you get a little burnt out from doing heavy falls over and over, heavy fall scents, it's nice to change it up with something fruity and fresh. Also warmed quite a bit of this from Teddy Bees. This is Banana Spice. This is from last October. Yes, October of 2020. This is vanilla, pound cake, banana, caramel, cinnamon, and vanilla buttercream. This is really quite delicious. On cold, definitely you get that candied banana note. But warming this, you guys, this was pretty close to being authentic because it had the cake and cinnamon in there. I did really, really enjoy this. This was in a souffle cup, and I have a little bit left, and this will most likely be finished during the week. Oh, and one other, not empty, is from the Bathing Garden. You guys, this is so good. I did not participate this year in the Halloween restock that she did, but I have this big Mama Jamma of a giant clamshell in pumpkin latte, and this is divine. Her pumpkin latte is espresso blended with cinnamon, whipped cream, sweet pumpkin, and brown sugar sprinkles. Oh, absolutely amazing. So good. And look how pretty. This I can't seem to get enough of the past couple weeks. So this I'm 100% sure will be finished by the end of the month. I did warm this all by itself, and then I also mixed it with some other pumpkin and fall blends, which I will talk about them when I get to them in my empties. I will start with Scentsy Empties. Just scooch this back a bit. So I finished up oh my gosh, where is my brain? A brick in walnut raisin muffin. I love this. This was not on my radar when it first came out, but my friend Amy here on YouTube, Amy Scents and Songs, she raved and raved and raved about this, that I had to get it. And I think that I picked this one up when I think it was on clearance. Yeah, because I didn't have it in my club or anything like that. This is such a great bakery. It's not like vanillas and cakes and stuff like that. You definitely have to like a raisin note. It's a nice, juicy, plump, sweet raisin, and kind of like the muffin batter. I would say more like when you first if you were to bake walnut raisin muffins, when you have them in the oven about 10 minutes or so. That is what I got from this. This is so delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed warming this, and I do have a couple more bars that I will be enjoying this fall as well. Really fantastic. Finished this from Scentsy, Vanilla Bourbon. This was from the Father's Day collection, and it is warm vanilla, smooth sip of bourbon, and nutmeg. I really do like this. I warmed one bar of it when I first got it, and it didn't quite do anything for me. I see this one came a little melted, but I held on to them and waited for some cooler weather, and I really, really do enjoy this. It's not bakery, it's not manly, and it's certainly not boozy. It's just I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. I do get the spice of the nutmeg and like creaminess from a vanilla, but I don't know what else I smell with this. This is a fantastic scent for like after dinner warming this. Well, I mean, really anytime. You can warm your wax whenever you like, but that's when I enjoyed it. You can no longer get that. I think I had them in my club, and I may have just taken it out because I have a few. One that I completely love, and again, slept on this one for a long time, is Berry Blast. This is so good. Why I did not buy this sooner, I don't know, but I love this. It's vanilla, cranberry, and sparkling sugar. It is just bright and fruity and a damn powerhouse. Super, super, super strong. I love that. I have been warming that in my half bath, and it comes out. That bathroom door is always closed, and it comes out into the hallway. It's a really, really a good one. Cedar cider, another one of my favorites. I love anything that has cedar in it. Oh, this is so hearty and kind of heavy. It's apples, cinnamon sticks, white cedar branches, and vanilla bean, and I love it. So good. This is currently available, as is Berry Blast. Really, really good. Strong, long-lasting. It's a good one. I'm glad I have more of it. This one came a little disheveled, so I wasn't planning on warming this past week, but when I was going through my bars and realized that this wouldn't completely close, I knew I needed to get through it, which is totally fine. I love toasted marshmallow. Not a powerhouse or anything like that, just kind of like a nice background scent. Also great mixed with other things. Almond croissant. What else have I mixed that with? I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head right now. It's already been a long day. Okay. Let us talk about some clamshells. First one is from Sensationals. This is Rainy Day, and this is disgusting. I don't know why I even bought this. Ugh, because even on cold, I don't really like it. It's pure water lily and the warmth of white musk, which I like musk, and I like lilies, water lilies. This to me, so I would melt like 1 cube in the half bath, and I didn't really like it, but I knew I didn't want my whole house smelling like this. So this took me a really long time to go through, and then finally to finish up, there were like I had 4 cubes left. I just put it throughout the house one day when I knew I wasn't going to be home, because this smells like chemically, like Nair, the hair remover. If you guys are familiar with that very off-putting scent. Ugh, that's what I get from this. And this is just god-awful. And I'm glad it was a limited edition, and hopefully you never have to see that again. That was just yucky. Really, really gross. From the Bathing Garden, this was White Magic. Like I said, I did not participate in the Halloween collection this year. So these are mine from last year, which they are phenomenal performers, super strong. This is orange tea, shaved cinnamon, and hints of spicy patchouli. I did not get a lot of patchouli in here. So if you are not the biggest fan, this was mostly oranges and spices. It was so good. It reminded me sort of a tea. Well, it says orange tea. Oh my gosh. My brain again. It really did. Just like a very full, heavy, spiced orange tea. Really, really good. Enjoyed this. Would definitely pick that one up again. And Petty Nog from the Bathing Garden. Look at that. Is that the Abominable Snowman? This is so good. If you are familiar with Yognog from Lush, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. This was great. I wish it had been just a tiny bit stronger. I do have a couple more bars. I had a Yagnog dupe from, I can't remember. I think it was in my last week's Empties. That was a powerhouse. This was still strong. I warmed this in my bedroom. Just not as strong, but I think I'm being greedy and wanting it to be. This is just so wonderful. If you love Yagnog, you would love that. That was from, I think, the Christmas collection last year. A scoopable from L3. This was her mini. What is this, 4 ounces? Yes. Of Oregon Autumn. I loved this. This is crisp, clean, and fresh fallen leaves with a hint of rain. And I had warmed this in my bedroom. And I thought that that's where I was going to warm it. But it's such a fantastic blend that this needed to be all throughout my house. So this was all downstairs on a couple different occasions. And I really loved it. And then one night after cooking, I changed out my wax and put this in a bunch of warmers. And it completely cleared out the food odors that were in my house. Strong and just a really pretty, fresh scent. Really, really liked that a lot. I'm very happy that I tried it. Some Sunshot cups. Let us talk about those. So we went through the Great Pumpkin from Up the Creek Scents, right? Yes, this was really good. Tiny bit spicy, barely, and just pumpkin goodness. This I cut in half and had this going in a couple warmers while I was warming the pumpkin latte from the Bathing Garden. Really great, and I have a few more of those, so I will be enjoying that. Latte and sugar cookie from Sugar and Spice Gourmet Soy Candles. Love this company. This is such a fantastic, delicious scent. It is just that. It is latte and bakery. There is no, it's not flavored coffee. Oh, great, great, great. This is also good with the pumpkin spice latte from the Bathing Garden. Lemon slices from Sugar and Spice. Exactly that. Tart, strong, a tiny bit sugared. Lemon, so good. Was craving some lemon. This did it, and it was long lasting and delicious. From K Scented Melts, this is Enter Sandman. Perfect in my bedroom. I'm trying to get back to like some bedtime appropriate melts instead of just always putting bakery in there. This is like a variety of her lavenders with marshmallow and peppermint candy. And this is good. I just wish that this had been a little bit stronger. Again, I get greedy. But really good, calming, beautiful nighttime scent. And I don't think I have any more of it. Another one from Kay is Regular Coffee. This used to be her Cuban coffee. They did change the name. So it's back to Regular Coffee. This is okay. I guess I don't love it as much as I used to. But it's still really good. Still really good. If you like just a plain coffee scent, I would recommend that. I tend to just do coffee scents on the weekends. Elderflower from Kay, you guys know. I've spoken about this at great lengths. I still love it just as much as I did the first time I ever warmed it. This scent just makes me so happy. I know it is not for everybody, but I love this, and I don't think I will ever not love it. Oh, I had this going in my master bathroom. This to me is just so beautiful, 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 and something I will continue to purchase over and over again from Kay. Another one from Gourmet Sugar and Spice is Blackberry. I do like her Blackberry. I don't love it. It definitely, after it's been warming for I'd say about 45 minutes to an hour. It does have a perfumey note to it, like a floral type note. So not my favorite. I love blackberry. And I do have more of this, so I will definitely warm it. It's just Rose Girls has my favorite blackberry as of right now. I need to find stuff to mix this with the next time I warm it, just to maybe kind of tone down some of that florally perfumey note that it gives off. And then some bags. Oh, a favorite this past week, you guys. This is from Rose Girls. Carbs with Girlfriends. Pumpkin sugar donuts, cookies, bread, vanilla bean Noel, vanilla wafers, monster cookie, and marshmallow smoothie. Oh my God. I loved this. I loved this so much that I couldn't stop warming it. And then I didn't want to warm it because I wanted to save it. But I think I've had this for quite a while. When I first got it, I didn't warm any of it. Have I had this since like April? I think when I got it, it wasn't like seasonally appropriate, so I held on to it. And oh my God, I wish I had like 4 more bags of this. I absolutely love this. This threw beautifully. This was long lasting. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And the scent kept changing and it just kept getting better and better and better. And I loved it. Oh, I wish I had more. That is like whole pie worthy. Sadly, I don't have any more. From the Bathing Garden, this was a sample in Dream Cake. And you guys, I loved this. This surprised me. This was cotton candy, pink velvet cake, raspberry, vanilla cream. I thought I didn't like her raspberry. Maybe this was a different raspberry. I don't know, but this was so fantastic. I warmed this in my bedroom, and I'm not kidding. This lasted like 3 days with that warmer never being shut off. This was a really, really pretty scent, and I don't think I have ever had this before. Very, very good. Very good. From Destination Wax, this is Redwood Cedar, a warm forest scent of red cedar, sandalwood, and green fern. This was good. This had a slight perfume note to me. I'm thinking the sandalwood. But this was good. This was enjoyable. I probably should have held on to this till like December. But I still liked it. I had this going in the front room, just the sample piece, and it really fragranced up that room, and it was pretty powerful. This lasted about, I would say, 16 to 24 hours before I changed that out. Another sample from the Bathing Garden is Alice's Memory Garden, and I don't have scent notes for this, but this was like a fruity floral, not crazy strong. I warmed this in my master bathroom. It was nice. It was a pleasant scent. Happy to have tried the sample, but I don't think that that's something that I would buy in her clamshell. From L3, this is sugared shortbread, buttercream, frosting, Hufflepuff. This was from the Hufflepuff sampler that I've been thoroughly enjoying, and this, it was delicious. Hufflepuff is fresh baked cookies, sweet cinnamon, sugar, and pumpkin pasties or pasties. I'm not sure which way is the correct way, with her sugared shortbread buttercream. So buttercream frosting. This was just delicious bakery goodness. Really, really, really yummy. Really enjoying that Hufflepuff sampler, and I think I'm like almost done with it. Can't get enough of it. Another one from the Hufflepuff sampler is the Burrow. Oh, you guys, the Burrow by itself is out of this world. I love it. I've been through quite a bit of it, and I have another scoopable of it that I am just like dying to get to warming, but then it's like I don't want it to be done. I mean, we all struggle with this, right? So fantastic. That is the Burrow is the fresh baked cinnamon rolls with extra brown sugar and vanilla frosting. And then Hufflepuff is, did I do that backwards? I don't know. It doesn't matter. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, really, really great. Loved this. Love the Burrow by itself. Love it mixed with Hufflepuff. So good. I have a loaf, I think, of Hufflepuff. So I may mix it again with the Burrow when I warm that again. Warmed through some Rainbow Melts from the most recent pre-order. This is Apple Delight, apple cider donuts, baked apple pie, and pumpkin pecan waffles. Appley deliciousness mixed in with that pumpkin pecan waffles. So good. I used up both of these. Were these in ghosts? Or they might have been pumpkins or apples. I don't even remember. But cut these all up and have them going all throughout the house. Just wish it had been a tiny, tiny bit stronger, but I warmed this until I couldn't smell it anymore and really, really enjoyed it. I love apple scents. So good. This was the sample that I received. It was in Ozark Forest, and oh my God, cedar, pine, and fir. This was a beast. Beast, beast. Oh my gosh, this is clean and fresh and outdoorsy and gorgeous. I would get definitely more of this. This I had in my front room. When you first walk into the house, I could smell this when I got to the door before I was even in my house. And I have the Enchanted Pumpkin warmer in that area. Only one warmer. I could probably put like 3 warmers or 4 warmers in there. I just don't. Days with this thing, and it was so good and pretty, and I really love this, and I'm glad that I got it for a sample and was able to try it. From Ella After Wax, this was lemon, tea, and cakes. This was a sample, and that's exactly what this smells like. Very lemon heavy, which I prefer, like tea and cakes to be that way, because it's not always my favorite scent. This was just a sample, and it was good. This is from K Scented Melts. This is Pine Cones and Lime, and this I did not like. It's zesty lime, lemon, woody pine, and cedar, and it says compare to Yankee. I did not like this. And I love lime scents. This, and maybe it was the placement of where I put it. I had it going in the half bath, and it made my bathroom smell like cat pee. So it only was in there until it like melted, and I could really smell it, and it was very off-putting to me, that I cotton balled it and switched the wax. So that was a sample. So I'm glad that I tried it so I know, but that's not one that works for me in my house. But this one was fantastic. This is Cranberry Oak, also from K, and it's cranberry, cedar, cinnamon, warm amber, and black currant. And this I really loved. This was so good. You really got that cranberry. It was so tart. And then mixed in with everything else. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Really, really liked this. I think I've had this in like full size. It's so hard to keep track of things, if you've had them before or not. But I really like this, and I would definitely, this I would purchase for sure. Cranberry Oak, really, really good. And I think that is everything. Yeah, didn't do any, finish any candles. Definitely working on some and enjoying them. And that's what I have for wax for the week. I have a couple, do I really have any orders coming in? I think just 1 or 2. I ordered a very small order from Rose Girls, pre-order, and I think 1 other company, another small order, but that's really it. I just seem not to be buying as much lately, and just melting, trying not to go crazy about buying. But that's everything that I have, you guys. I thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody is doing well, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Take care.